Hi everybody, this is the website boy again with tutorial 4.2 for configuring PHP for Mac users. You heard me right, this is for Mac users, alright? So I'm going to show you how to configure PHP so that way we can actually be more productive when we are developing our applications in PHP, alright? So to download the exercise file, this is how you do it, the websiteboy.com/snippets. You can also find the table of content and you can also watch the tutorials there, alright? So make sure you got this saved in your desktop or your favorites. All right, it's really good to have that in hand. Now I use a co-editor called Sublime Text, but you are welcome to use any co-editor. You need a co-editor. If you are watching a PHP series, you should have one by now. If you don't, get one. You also should have a WAMP software or MAMP installed depending on what operating system you have. So make sure you watch either video number 2 or 3 for that. If you're a Windows user, watch 2. If you're a Mac user, watch 3. And the MAMP and the WAMP is just software that are going to help us use PHP locally instead of in the server side, right? So for those of you out there that haven't subscribed to my channel, you need to do it right now. It's going to help you out. It's going to give you all my videos by email when you subscribe. It's going to send you an email every time I upload one of my videos, all right? And for those of you that see this thumbs up out there, please click it, all right? It helps me out a lot, wakes me up in the morning, keeps me up at night, all right? For those of you out there that like my videos all the time, thank you so much. I really appreciate it very much. Don't forget, all right? I won't forget either. So let's go ahead and let me help you configure PHP for Mac users. All right, so let's go ahead and configure PHP, and we're going to be doing that by actually turning on a function that is going to help us debug our application. That's one of the configurations that we are going to do, but I'm going to show you right now. Let's just double click here on the document root. Let's open our co-editor. All right, and we're gonna make a function here. I'm not gonna show you how to make functions now. I'm gonna show you how to make functions later, but we are going to actually make a file here that is going to give us an error on the screen. It's supposed to give us an error, but I'm gonna show you right now what I'm trying to do. Let's open a blank .php. Let's do a save as on it, and we are going to call this test and save it. We're just gonna go and take that off and save it. Let's go to our open up a window in your browser. Give me 1 second. I'm going right now and opening a window here on the other side. Sorry guys, I kind of had an issue there. Let's go to localhost, do your document root, and here you're gonna see all the files that we got so far, right? Let's go ahead and actually you might not have all these files. I do because I have other files that I'm working on, but you might only have just 1 or 2. So anyways, I'm going to open up a file called test, right? We see that we don't have anything there. So let's put something there. Let's make a PHP open and close tag, right? And I'm going to be calling a variable that does not exist. So it's supposed to give me an error because this variable does not exist, right? If I refresh, I don't get no errors, right? Refresh. This is supposed to be giving me a big error, all right? I'm gonna actually do something else. I'm gonna actually create another something else, right? I'm gonna create this. This is big errors here, big errors. All right. I'm gonna create a mess here. Supposed to give me an error or something, right? If I come here, refresh, we'll get nothing there. Refresh, nothing, right? And the reason is because that function is actually off. I'm gonna show you right now. Go to MAMP and open the web start page. And here click on PHP info, and here on just from your keyboard type Command F or Control F and write display underscore error, and then look for it on the browser, and you're gonna see that it says the value of display errors right now is off twice. We want to change that. All right, we want to turn this on because we want to be able to see what is going on with our application. Imagine we have 300 words, 300 lines of code, and we have an error there, and we don't know why our application is not working. So how are we going to find out, right? So we need to display something on the screen, and PHP actually does that for us. It's really cool. Not every programming language does that, but PHP does that. So let's go ahead and turn it on. The way we do that is go to our document root again. So I'm gonna minimize this, and we are going to our document root, MAMP, and then you're gonna go to a folder called conf. And oh, another thing, if you go back to the browser, we gotta look at our version of PHP to know what files we're going to be editing. So the version that I got right here is 5.6.2. You might have something else, right? So that's something to know. So minimize that. And I'm going to go to my version inside the conf folder. My version is all the way in the bottom. Yours should be in the bottom also. And then I'm going to go to a file called php.ini. I'm going to drag it in there. And I'm going to look for that function in here. So I'm going to press on my keyboard Command F to do a find, and you can in most editors you can do a find right here on top. So I'm gonna say search for it, and I see that it's off twice. I'm going to display on there. I'm gonna turn it on, and then I'm going to save it. Command S, right? I'm gonna take that off, right? I'm gonna go back to the browser. I want to see what I did, right? Take this all the way to the monitor. And if I go back to that file again that was giving us our error, look what happens. Nothing. The reason is because we're still missing some things. I just wanted you to see that. All right. So let's go back to our, let's minimize this. Go back to our document root, and we're gonna go to another folder now. We're gonna go to a folder close to conf. It's gonna be called bin, and then we're going to PHP, to the version, the latest version that we have, and to the conf again, and then to the php.ini, and then we are going to drop it in there again. Do the same thing we did with the other file, which is um, the same, right? And then we're gonna turn it on here, on, and then save it. Command S. All right. Then we are gonna go back to the browser again. We're going to refresh, and we still see that nothing happens. And the reason why is because you need to actually start up your servers, stop it and restart them again. So I'm going to stop my servers, which is MAMP. Go to your MAMP application, do that, and then I'm going to start it again. And you can see here when they start, Apache server is starting, and then MySQL server. And then I'm going to refresh here, and you get an error. It's telling you the error is in line 9. And if we go to line 9, we see that we have a problem. And we take this off, save it, and come back here. I press Control S or Command S all the time here. Okay, so make sure that you know that way you see it. But anyway, refresh, and then it says, oh, you listen, you have an undefined variable line 4. We have another problem here. We never defined this variable there. I mean, we got all kinds of errors, and then I take that off, save it again, refresh again, and now we got no error. Right now it's not giving us an error because when you have one variable and you're missing a semicolon, it doesn't bother you, right? But if you have another variable down here, for example, all right, and whatever, and close it and refresh it, then gives you an error saying you have something on line A, and the reason is because we're missing a semicolon here. We save it and refresh it, then we get no errors. You see that? So it's very useful to have this function on. All right, a lot of people don't tell you to do that, but I'm telling you that way we can do this easier, and you can actually learn a lot more and know where you make your mistakes. But anyways, thank you so much. If you like this tutorial, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like the video, and go to the next one. Keep learning. Thank you so much.